Hi everybody, this is Sakutian. I hope you all are having a good day. Give me just a minute while I do all my junk. Getting everything set up here. Get this going. And get that up. Okay, I think that's good. Post that. Post. Post that. No, I don't want to do that. I don't do. Okay, cool, thanks. Window capture. Window capture. There is my window capture. Hello, window capture. How are you? Open as layers. Desktop. Now I have to find the image that I actually want. Okay, that's that. Bum, 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 bum. Oh no, it's way too big. You must make small Frumpkin. Small Frumpkin. Scale. Okay, good. That should be plenty. I am doing Doodles and Noodles today. If you don't know what Doodles and Noodles is, this is my little art stream thing that I do here and there. I'm gonna try to do this. I'm changing things up a little bit as we go into the new year. Content's still basically going to stay more or less what it is. Why is my music not playing? But I wanted to try to do a better job at like keeping content that I like doing more consistent. Like Menu Monday, I'm really good about doing. Stings, Wings, and other things. We're really good about sticking with those. Doodles and Noodles. Generally, I do a pretty good job with it. Sometimes I don't. So I am trying to be better about actually making sure that I get one of those in, every month. GIF on the 5th is still kind of the weird problem child because ultimately those streams depend very much on people wanting to contribute GIFs, and when there aren't any GIFs contributed, then it's like, well, shit. There's a couple people who contribute consistently, and then there's like a few, and it's always them. So I'm like, I start to feel bad because then I'm like, oh man, I don't want to like bother them because it's like, if it's all with the same people over and over again, it's kind of it kind of like loops itself, So I'm a small creator and it's a small community. I appreciate the pebbles, but I think it's just one of those things where it's like a limit of being a small creator when you're doing like the big sort of community stuff. It makes it harder to get a lot of submissions for those. Doodles and Noodles, the hope for these streams, honestly, is I like to draw. I like drawing. I like art in general. I do a lot of different kinds of art. So I hope people want to come and hang and vibe and maybe do some art and chill. And it's just one of the streams where I just kind of hang out with y'all and we do some stuff together, as opposed to like the game streams or the hi Atomic, the more agenda driven streams. So, and I wanted to draw Prism and Frumpkin today because I've been enjoying the Mighty Nine show. So this is obviously the show version of Frumpkin. And I just like drawing Prism. I haven't drawn Prism in a while, so yeah, we can listen to music and vibe. Let me close that. We don't need it. And that's out. Okay, good. I think that's all good. And let me see here. But yeah, going into the new year, I'm gonna be trying to make doodles. I've done a really good job with a lot of the goals I had as far as streaming goes. By which I mean, like, it's like, I have the goal of trying to stream twice a week. Well, I stream more than twice a week, and have streamed more than twice a week a lot. So even on the weeks when I do only make it twice a week, I'm doing other things, like we do Discord watch parties and stuff. So it's like, and I was looking at my averages and videos and things, and I was like, oh yeah, I blew past that goal. And for a lot of this year, I was moderating more than I was streaming. And now that Prism's graduated, I don't have as many things that are like going into my day anymore. So it's like, oh well, I guess I'll stream. So yeah. Then of course there's also like the fact that, it's like, well, you can stream a little more, and I can be here streaming to stream stuff with y'all. Stings, Wings, and Other Things has been going pretty well. I've been able to keep up with it. I think we missed one stream, and that was just because, like, it was a scheduling conflict thing, and it's like, okay, that happens. Life goes on. Menu Monday, that's, I don't think I've ever missed a Menu Monday since I started doing those. And let's see, why is this not doing what I want it to do? Art. Done. I'm not doing horses. Okay, that's good. Like, it's really cold here, so like I've got my I've got like my heated blanket in my lap, like wrapped around my legs. So like, I'm warm, and then I've got a blanket behind me. But the problem is when I have the blanket like wrapped around my shoulders and like between me and the back of my chair, because I have this metal chair, so like it gets really cold. So if I lean against it, I'm like just like, oh, cold metal bars against your back, yay. And it's like, I don't like that, so I wrap a blanket around my shoulders and like put it between my back and the chair. But then the blanket like drags down, like it shifts naturally, so I constantly have to like pull it back up. All right, let me get some paint brushes and things here. I'm going to do a new layer. Remember, layers are your friends, Pebbles. There's no reason not to use layers. Layers will make everything easier in the long run. Where is my brush size? Okay, cool. Cool. Let me check my audio really quick. Okay, good. And that is not fully on screen. I don't know what I did to all my windows, but none of them are fully on screen anymore. I broke something tragically. So, yeah. Okay, that's... Oh, yeah, I have to do this, too. Someone asked me like why I've had videos for the past few announcements, and it's like, well, videos can be helpful. It helps to like change up your formatting with announcements and things like that. Um, if you do the same thing over and 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 over, you always do like the same graphic or the same video catches the eye when it's different. There. Okay, now the Discord's got their ping, Twitter and TikTok and all that jazz. I feel bad for people because like I don't make a lot of TikTok exclusive content. I don't make any really. Everything is like clips from Twitch. So like I'll post stuff to YouTube. I post stuff to YouTube like every day, and then like the TikTok folks, I'm like, oh man, I haven't posted a TikTok in a few days. All right. So let's see here. So this is Frumpkin. Frumpkin's just a little... Frumpkin's a familiar. Frumpkin's a kitty cat. This is Prism. I am going to try to draw... Okay. Let me see. What do I want? What do I want to do here? Actually, I know what I want to do here. I know what I want to do. Alright, I'm going to do that. And don't worry, you're not going to know what's going on for a while, so it's okay, I promise. I never know what's going on. Okay, why does that look more gray than black, though? Am I crazy? I feel like that's not black, that's like a gray color. And it's bugging me. It's bugging me. Oh well. Life goes on. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Hi, Atomic. Okay. And pop. And pop. I am enjoying the Mighty Nine show. I think Critical Role is fun. I think that in general they did a better job with the Mighty Nine than they did with with the first season when they were doing the Vox Machina. Because like Vox Machina, you had so many things with that show where it was like it was their first season. It was a lot of stuff changed as that show went on and grew. To the point where by the time the new show came around, it was like a lot more polished. A lot of the growing pains stuff was out of the way. They had a lot more, practice at it by then. And I think that worked in their favor a lot. I really do. I think it worked. I think it worked really well. I think the characters were... Like, the first season was great. I like Vox Machina, but I also felt like they took more chances with their characters the second time around. Like, they really kind of stretched themselves creatively and went with different sort of things. And I thought that worked really well. You gotta challenge yourself creatively. If you're wondering what this music is, this... Oop, nope. This is a... It's called On Track. You can get it on Steam. It's got, like, music. You can do train sounds. I use it for music because it's, like, copyright-free, and this thing itself is free. Why is that thing getting so many likes? I'm so sick of like bots liking my shit. I hate that. Don't you hate? I hate when bots like my shit. Like I'll go and like a friend's thing or comment on something, and then like I get a notification like, oh hey, this thing got a like, and I'm like, oh cool, someone liked something that I did. And when it's a bot, it's like, oh fuck off. Fuck all the way off, bot. Nobody likes you. Nobody wants your shit. Okay, so I'm gonna make this line extra thick because I'm gonna have to go back in here to clean it up a little bit. I'm gonna make this line different than I originally planned. Alright. Cool. Don't worry about lines too much, because you're gonna change them anyway. You're gonna change them anyway. My hope is, and I know there's a lot of really, really amazing artists who do art streams. If you like Atomic, Atomic is a very talented artist. Atomic doesn't really do art streams, but Atomic is a very talented artist. There's like Beru, who we've rated a few times. There's a lot of really talented artists out there who do art streams very regularly. And this is not self-depreciation. This is me saying I am not what I think a lot of people expect when they see an art stream happening. Because that is not, you expect like, you know, some wild business. So my hope is that maybe it inspires people to do art, even if you're like, I'm not. You do Blender sometimes. Yeah, but Atomic Blender isn't like what I'm talking about, and you know that. Atomic's like this. Atomic will do like a Blender stream, and it's like, oh, that's neat. And it's like, but Atomic can like draw and paint stuff to melt your face off. And I always tell her, and I tell Liara, who made my model, like, you should both do art streams because you're both good at art. And then Atomic will do a Blender stream, and I'm like, and Blender's art too, but it's like, it's different. I don't know, to me, Blender art in a lot of ways is like, so it's almost like, it's like architecture is art, you know? But it's so much of it is like functional. And then modern architecture is horrible because buildings are all ugly now. Everything's like made to be hideous looking. Alright, and then I'm gonna do this. And again, don't worry, we're doing something. We're doing it. Atomic was shocked that ZBrush is super expensive, and I'm like, yeah, ZBrush isn't really designed. It's not really meant for humans who are just like. ZBrush is one of those programs that is like, hi, we want all your money, and studios buy it because they get a huge discount on it, because they can be like, well, we'll buy like 70 copies of the program, and then they'll give them a discount, or the company can just offset it, you know, for their taxes and shit. And then you have like schools and students who can get it at a discount, which would be fine, except like then when you get out in the world and you're like, well, now I need it to like do my job, they're like, oh cool, give us $700 a year. And you're like, I'm sorry, what? How much a year for this? And they're like, yeah, give us like $700. And it's like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to give you $700. Like if like I use a program called Vegas Pro for video editing, and it's like $300 a year to use it, and I use it to like make a lot of little videos and edit things, and it's a lot of money, but I get value for it. and I continue to pay that once a year so that I can, you know, edit video and stuff like that. But like I remember, like it used to be like a program would come out and people would like it, and you'd be like, "Oh, I really like this program. Yeah, it's a great program." And you'd be doing this stuff to learn it, and then you'd be like, you know, I'm really glad that I'm gonna have this program forever and be able to really, really hone my skills with it and get good at it. And now all of these companies, they put out like, it's like, oh hey, we are going to charge you money every year for that now. And it's like, but I paid you. It's like, yeah, you did. We want to get paid every year. And it's like, but you're not I'm not buying the program again. I already paid for it. And they're like, yeah, no, we know. We want you to pay for it again in perpetuity. It's like, no, I'm good. Nobody likes that model. Why is my music not like playing? Hello? Hello? Weird. Um It's like games now are like, oh hi, did you enjoy our game? And you're like, yeah, I really like your game. And they're like, cool. Give us $15 a month to play it. It's like, I don't want to do that. I already paid you for the game. And it's like, no, it's cool. Just give us $15 every month to keep playing it. And it's like, no. I blame World of Warcraft for that shit. That was WoW was the big one that came out and was like, we can get money for this like every month. And then people are going to be like, oh, but WoW makes new content and like they you know, they need money to keep this. I'm like, no. That said, I did play WoW for a long time, and I did give them $15 a month for many years. But then, like, I feel like everyone got fed up with that, you know? Everyone kind of got sick of that model and, like, veered away from those games. It's so funny because, like, when Final Fantasy Online or whatever does, like, they're like, hey, you can play for free for X number of days. People will be like, oh, there's so many players. It's like, yeah, dude. Because people can't afford to drop, you know, 3 hours of pay for the ability to play your game. So, you know, if there's no one playing your game, then it doesn't matter how good your game is. Because no one's playing it. Because they can't afford to. Right? Makes sense, right? We're cooking. And I'm gonna go down here and clean this up. And see, by taking out this line, my guideline, I don't need this anymore. It's gonna make our edge look rough and natural, as opposed to how it looked before. But yeah, I really like doing the art streams with you. I like doing different kinds of content. Like, I like hanging out and playing games, and we do that a lot. There's nothing wrong with that. But I like doing other things, too, which is why I do those things with y'all. It also helps creatively, because if I did the same thing every time I streamed, I would get bored. You know, I wouldn't be as excited to come and hang out. Because I'd be like, oh yeah, well, I'm just gonna, like, you know, do the same thing that I do every day. Try to take over the world. I am enjoying the Mighty Nine, though. It's a really cool show. I always liked it. I thought it was neat. I thought, like, the first campaign was very cool. I think the biggest hurdle to, like, watching any of the Critical Role shows, honestly, is just the ability to, like, sink 7 or 8 hours into watching it all the time, or you fall behind, which is why I think the animated versions are so popular, because it does a really good job of, like, scaling everything down and making it a manageable watch. You know, people can be like, oh, cool. How can... Oh, I don't want to do that. How can we, like, you know, get this show to be a little more digestible? A little more manageable in your time budget. 200%. Was there a more effective way to do this? Yes. Did I do it this way because I wanted to? Yes, I did. Because now I get to hang out and just kind of vibe for a little bit with y'all. Cleaning up our lines. Alright. And get rid of that. Bum, ba, ba, da, bum, 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 ba, da. Ba, 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 da, ba, da, ba, da, ba, da. Ba, ba, da, ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. See, again, using a guideline helps, and then it's always, especially when you're doing digital art, because you can, yeah, honestly, even if you're doing like non-digital art, guidelines are very, very helpful. You just have to kind of get used to drawing light, so you can go back and take them out very easily. Or you can draw them with a ray box. Ray boxes are very helpful if you want to, like, lay down an outline of what you're trying to do and then use that to guide you. That works very well too. And there are some very, very cheap ones. You can also make one very minimal cost if you're, like, you know, not going to buy one and spend all that dough. I, like, people would be like, oh, you should use, like, Adobe Photoshop. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to spend $700 on freaking Photoshop so that Adobe can have even more money. I'm good. I'll just not do that, thanks. It blows my mind how much they charge for that program. Like, they've made so much money over the years, and it's like every few years they'll be like, okay, everybody, here's the new version of Adobe, and it's like, oh, great, did you do something to it? And they're like, yeah, we totally, like, fixed up so much stuff. And you're like, really? Because it looks like you just kind of shit all over it and did the same things that were in the old one, and nobody liked them then. And was like, please just let me, like... I feel like they should just send us a bill every 7 or 8 years and be like, hey, guys, so you know that software that you really like and you use every day? Yeah, what about it? Well, we're gonna, like, we're gonna change it. And we're all like, please don't do that. And it's like, no, it's gonna be great. And it's like, How I don't want you to change it. Just leave it alone. It's good. I like it the way it is. And they're like, well, no, we're gonna update it and change it. And it's like, please don't. I would rather just hand the company the $50 to leave it alone and then have to because like that's the most annoying part of software is like when you're going into it for the first time and you're like, oh, I want to do this thing, and then like just figuring out how to do the thing, and then someone comes along and is like, hey, there's another way to do that, and it's like, oh, is there? What is it? And it's like, oh, you can just like do this and do what you spent 3 hours doing a lot faster. And it's like, oh man, I love that because I've wasted like so much time doing it this other way, and now I don't have to. So that's great. Okay, I'm gonna add a new layer here. So we're gonna do some cheating real quick here. We're gonna do some cheating, Pebbles. So get ready. Y'all are gonna be super impressed with me. Super impressed with me. Alright, so I can make my brush significantly bigger for this part. Wait. Did I not put in... Okay, I guess I didn't put in the layer that I thought I did. So, layer. We're going to name our layers. Line. Color. Okay. Good. And this is going to look absolutely shit for a minute. That is okay. That is part of art. Everything looks like shit for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours. Art is the ability to see that it looks like shit and be like, no, it's going to look great. It's going to look great when it's done. You'll see. And you have to continue to believe that it will. You have to continue to believe that it will. Until eventually it does. And everyone's like looking at this and be like, what the fuck are you drawing, man? I thought you were drawing a cat. And it's like, no, I'm cooking today. We're cooking. We're being ambitious. Because normally I just kind of come in and do like little Pokemon doodles, or I draw Digimon, or mostly I draw Pokemon, because Pokemon are really easy to draw. Even like drawing a bad version of a Pokemon is still pretty easy compared to like, you know, I don't know, drawing a person or a horse. Shit like that, you know? And then go over here, and we're gonna repeat that process. See, layers are great because, like, you can really save yourself a lot of time, especially with coloring, because coloring is the part that I like the least. I am not a colorist. If I was like if someone tried to get me like an art job and they were like, oh, we just want you to like color page. I used to do inking a lot because a lot of people hate inking. Now it's digital, so nobody really cares anymore. But back in the day, that was the thing that everyone was like, oh man, I hate inking. Inking's annoying because, you know, they want to draw it. And then, you know, you go in and do your color, and you get to add all the colors and all that fun stuff. I'll fix that later. Oh, my hand is cold. Okay. All right. Then we're gonna grab this. And we're gonna go in here. Like so. And again, don't worry about coloring outside of the lines. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's all gonna come together. Alright, let me add in some. Let's see how this looks. Let's see if I'm happy with this. Yeah, I like that. I like it. I like that. I like that. And what I'm trying to do is, hello. Remember all who read this decree. You are wonderful and amazing. Never forget it. Hello, Scarlet. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Ba-da-now. I can do this. And then we can do this. And we can do this. And we can do this. No, I don't want to do that. I changed my mind. I don't want to do that. We can do this. We can do that. We can do that. And then we'll come over here. I need to fix that line. But we will do that later. We will do it later. We're cooking. You hope your day has been wonderful. Thank you, Scarlet. It's been a day. It has been a day. It has been a neutral day. But it has been a neutral day that I did not have to go to my day job, so that is pretty good. Alright, and put this here. And put this there. And we'll do this. And again, don't worry, we'll clean up the little blips and blobs and mistakes that I'm making as I go here. Because I know someone's gonna be like, Saku went outside of the lines. Not like any of the consistent people, but like someone somewhere will think, that dude just colored outside of the lines. And I'm like, yeah, I'm dangerous. I do what I want. And then I fix it later. I fix it later. Alright, let's do... Let's add some blue. want like a really grayed out blue though. That's purple. Like I want like basically like the hint of color without actual color. There we go. That's exactly what I wanted. That's exactly... There we go. Oh wait, nope. I can't get too wild. I gotta be a little restrained. I gotta be a little well-behaved. Oop, see? See? Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cheat. We're gonna cheat. Okay, check this out. Okay, good. So here's what we're gonna do. Watch this. You all are gonna be so impressed. Now that should be here. Okay, wait. Yeah, there we go. Why is that not doing what I want it to do? Okay, there's color. So why does it keep doing that of all earthly things? That's weird. Okay, wait. Layer, layer. Color. Okay, there's that. Here's my color. Wait. Okay, that's what it was doing. That's what it was doing. Okay, I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it, 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 I got it. I got it, 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 I got it. And a lot of times, and this is just my suggestion with art in general, so take it or don't, I don't care. A lot of times when people are adding color to stuff, like there'll be a tendency to just kind of do one slate color, and then you rely on shading a lot. You'll go in and you'll shade stuff, and that works. There's nothing wrong with that technique in and of itself, but I think when you add colors in variety, even to things that are uniform, especially handmade things, especially old things, it makes those things feel more real. It makes those things feel like they have more personality to them. Because, like, when everything's like, oh, well, this is a chair, and they paint, and, like, you know, some people will take, like, one color brown and use that brown for, like, the whole chair, and it's like, well, that works, and it's definitely giving chair, but if you add variety to it, it makes it feel less like you just, you know, have chair, and more like you have a chair that, like, you know, was made up of parts of a thing. I'm gonna have to add another color to this though, because I'm not satisfied. So we'll be adding more color. We'll be adding another color in here. everyone's having a good day. If you're vibing, then keep vibing. If you're doing art while I do art, I hope you're doing well. There's just Frumpkin on screen. Alright, let me go in here. And again, we're gonna clean up a lot of... I'm a very, like, throw it down, get it on, and then clean it up down the road. It doesn't need to be perfect, ever, and it doesn't need to be perfect the first time you do it, for sure. Now see, this is a really good example of, like, why I'm gonna go in and add another color. But we're gonna do that later. What are you doing, Percival? My cat's being a weirdo. He's a weirdo. I want food, and I didn't order anything, and now, like, I'm just sitting here thinking, like, man, I could really, really go for some... I didn't cook it. Sometimes you just want to eat something that someone else made. You know? Domino's got that. You're going to go get a yummy ice cream to watch Saku draw. Atomic, isn't it super late for you? Why are you eating ice cream? This is why you get stomach aches. Because you eat ice cream at like 4 a.m. And your body's like, what are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? And again, don't worry, we're going to be cleaning some stuff up here for a bit. The other nice thing with doing digital art is you don't have to worry so much about your colors running out, which is the bane of my existence when I am coloring, where I'm like, okay, cool, I'm going to color this. And, you know, you get in that mode where you're like, color, 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 color. And then it's like, shit, my red marker died. Now I have no red marker. Or red paint. And someone's gonna be like, well, you can just mix it. I'm like, dude, if I'm using a specific shade of red, unless it's a specific shade of red I mixed, I am not gonna play the, let me try to make red that exactly matches this red that I was like, oh, that's perfect for what I'm painting. Because you will never get it exactly right. And everyone else will be like, oh yeah, it totally looks like it. And you'll be like, no, it doesn't. And every time I look at it, it bothers me immensely. Okay. Cool. I'm liking that. Alright, let me zoom out here again really quick, just to kind of grab my reference. Alright, 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 alright. I like it, I like it, I like it. Okay, and then we're going to get some passion, more energy, more passion, more passion. Alright, and okay. this in here. Jesus Christ. Who messaged me? And it's atomic. Oh, that atomic. One sec. It is your fault. It was your message. Whose fault was it? And then I need... Really, 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 really... Blame global warming? I'm gonna blame you because it was you. I'm gonna blame global warming because it was you, Atomic. Actually. Yeah, no, I liked that. Why did I undo that? I liked that. Redo that. Alright, and whoosh. Like that. And we do like a little like this. And we do a little like that. And we do a little like that. This was once a well-stacked fire, but it has been burning for a while. And now it's died down a little bit. Let me see here. Oh, that's not what I want to change. Okay, I want to get rid of that. Insert new layer. Okay, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I think that works pretty well. Okay, let me make sure that this is actually going to do what I want it to do, though. And then we're going to do... layer. I found it. Actually, I can just do it like this. I can just do it like this. I was doing it the hard way. I was doing it the hard way, y'all. I was doing it the hard way. I was doing it the hard way. We don't do things the hard way when we can avoid it. Because that is not joyous. Now, is it? Isn't that cool? And playing with the opacity, like, it gives you the, because fire's hard, because I think people will be like, and I'm not great at drawing it, but, it doesn't scare me anymore, like I used to be of it. The trick with it is, a lot of people try to draw it like it's a solid object, and that's why it doesn't look quite right. Okay, so then, now yellow, so like yellow, orange, and then we're gonna add some red. Oh, you're fine, Faye. Hi, Faye. Faye, we're drawing Prism and Frumpkin. Everyone go and support Aki Faye. There are, if I've said this before, I would so much, I like getting messages from people. Even when I'm streaming, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't bug me. Atomic messages me. She just will be like, "Hi, I'm Atomic. I have ice cream now." Aww. I love that. And then we're gonna go back to the yellow. But I want like a darker yellow. Atomic. Actually, no, I need to change this opacity back up here. There we go. He sent her a moon book and a spell jar, and I'm going to ship her a box on Tuesday. That's cool. I'm sure she'll love it. We're going to call this Fireplace Pack. I love that unicorn. Alright. Wait, let me make sure that it's actually gonna do what I want it to do here, because I do not want that to come in front of this. See, that's not what we want. Why are you being a stinky badger today? There. The wax stamp you're sending her is a Pegasus unicorn stamp. That's cool. That's very cool. That is very, 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 very cool. Starting yet another Final Fantasy game. Which Final Fantasy will Atomic start now? Will it be the one that I bought her that she's still not played? Or will it be another Final... Atomic was playing Final Fantasy VII, and she's like, I'm sad now. I'm like, yeah, of course you are. You're playing Final Fantasy VII. That's the natural state. Like, the game is gonna make you sad. That's how it go. 9 is my favorite. 9 is my favorite. 9 is my favorite. Okay, let's see. I need to grab this. Alright, and again, it's just kind of fast and rough right now, so don't... Oh, no, don't do that. That would be bad. make sure this is on the right layer. Nope. Nope. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, I actually need this to be a solid color, though, because I'm drawing solid stuff again. 9 is my favorite Final Fantasy game. It is the best. 9 is far and away my favorite Final Fantasy game. I love Final Fantasy 9 so friggin' much. You have no idea. No idea. Oop. You're doing the big city game with the released creatures after meeting Sid and the Mouse Lady. Mouse Lady. Mouse Lady. Oh, Freya. Yeah. Yeah, her name's Freya. Mouse Lady. Oh, Atomic. Alright, we're gonna do some fast and dirty color in here real quick. Gonna reunite with Steiner, the goat. I like Steiner. Final Fantasy IX is just the best one. Like, it's just... You know, anytime someone's like, I didn't like Final Fantasy IX, I'm like, you have encountered a person with no whimsy and no joy. And I'm like, I'm good. I don't want to be involved with that. Thanks. You need to play through 9 again, too. DJ's favorite is 8. Okay. I started to stream Final Fantasy 8, and I always tell people, I'm like, of the Final Fantasies I've played, Final Fantasy 8 is the one I don't like. But I was like, it's on sale, I'll give it a shot. And oh my, it's like somebody came into that room and was like, I want to do something different. And you're like, okay. You got bored. It's like, it's because there's no weirdos in it. There's no weirdos. It's just a bunch of kids. And now I'm old, and I'm like, this feels like babysitting. I feel like I'm babysitting a high school field trip. It's just, like, I need weirdos. I need weirdos and freaks. I need Quina and Vivi and Freya. I need Zidane and Steiner. I don't know if you've seen this. Check this out. We're taking a quick side trip. So a while back, and this art is up on my it's on my socials. It's like my banner art. Check this out. Browse desktop. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I am finding stuff eventually, possibly. Yeah, here it is. It's gonna be huge. I'll fix it, don't worry. Yeah, see, like, life, help me. Atomic and my friend Flora drew, like, everybody from Team Tower as Final Fantasy IX characters. Yeah. I love it. I love this art. It's the best. It is my socials banner. I'm like, Prism's gotta be Garnet. And Flora is Beatrix. Atomic is Vivi. They drew me as Zidane, and Liara got to be Freya because she's goated. Why is my stuff glitching? I'm gonna rename this. And we're just gonna call it Final Fantasy 9 because I always look for that and then I don't have it. Be gone. Everybody go follow Faye. Faye is a really talented, cool streamer who streams streamily. Go to her throne. Buy stuff. She squeaks. Oh, I know why that's doing that. Alright, I'm going to fix that. I'm like looking and I'm like, why is that? I'm like, oh, it's not letting me color it. It's because I put gray down. Now, I have one boss and she graduated. I can do whatever I want. I had one boss. I'm not going to make the SpongeBob joke because YouTube hates it when I make SpongeBob jokes, I guess. Every time I make a SpongeBob joke clip, it gets like 40 thumbs down. I'm like, damn. Okay. Alright. Alright, alright, alright. Now I actually have to draw... Oh, no, wait, I can cheat for a little bit longer. There we go. There we go. Can I cheat anymore? Did I miss? Is Prism's cake sitting on anything that I need to color? A little bit. Stop doing that. No, do not move my whole color layer. That is ruinous. Okay. Saku might get crossed because you play Final Fantasy 9 turn-based? How else would you play Final Fantasy 9 Atomic? It is turn-based. It's a turn-based game. Why would I be mad at you for playing a turn-based game turn-based? That's how you play it. It makes the ATB bar freeze while you choose your option. Oh, well, no, you're a monster. You're history's greatest monster. Play the game right. Stop that. Play the game right, Atomic. Alright, so I gotta try to draw Frumpkin. You're gonna lurk and make sure the child's okay. Okay, Faye, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Alright. Frumpkin. Actually, that's way too big. Frumpkin. He got little ears. He's got a little tail. No. Nope. Nope. And give him the little mitt. There we go. That's more Frumpkin-y. It's an option in the game. I mean, yeah. You can do that. It just means you're history's greatest monster. If you're comfortable with that, that's fine. You do you. I have screwed myself because I'm gonna have to draw this from like the most difficult angle. Okay. Frumpkin, go sit over here for a minute. Alright. So we're gonna draw pretty... Stop doing that. I didn't select that tool. No, Final Fantasy X is not just about sports ball. Final Fantasy X is about emotional drama. Final Fantasy X is the I hate my dad Final Fantasy game. It's like, hey, do you hate your dad? Fucking play Final Fantasy X, man. Whew. Final Fantasy X is about being poor so that you can afford to summon Yojimbo. Alright. We're gonna draw... See, I'm trying to do this. Ah! See, I screwed myself. Because I got distracted drawing all the fun, easy stuff, and now I have to draw the hard things, which is humans. But the good news is, I get to cheat. I get to cheat. I'm gonna do this. And you've already started 9 and 14. Okay. I mean, 14 doesn't really matter. Nine, realistically, like, there's like 9, there's 10, there's 7, and everything else is just kind of there, you know? I'm gonna give Prism her wild and free hair for this. Just go full Rapunzel with it. You know? Because Prism's got the big whooshy whoosh hair. And then we'll clean this up a little bit. Like so. See, every once in a while, Final Fantasy 13. I mean, you can play Final Fantasy 13. Have fun with it. Look, Final Fantasy lost my money a long time ago. And they have done nothing to win my love back in a long time. So, fuck them. Alright, we're going to draw in a prism. And then she needs a shoulder, because shoulders are important. You use those for things. Is there even a bad Final... Yeah, there are many bad Final Fantasy games. There are many bad Final Fantasy games. The whole series is goated? No. Alright. Apparently Atomic wants me to talk about Final Fantasy, so let me do this really quick. So Atomic, I am very, very, stringent in my Final Fantasy. Like, you know how much I hate, Resident Evil 0 because, Jesus Christ, that game was terrible? I have strong feelings about Final Fantasy, so let's run through these really quick here. Okay. For the record, we're not going to do the weird offshoot games like Tactics and shit like that because I don't want to. Tactics is fun. Final Fantasy, the first one, never played it because it is almost Yeah, I never played it. 2, never played it. 3, never played it. 4, never played it. 5, never played it. 6, never played it. 7, played it. It was awesome. It was the first Final Fantasy game I played. I love it. Everybody pretty much loves that one. 8, I played it. I've played it a few times. I think that it's a massive departure from the things that made the game successful. I think it's boring. It feels like a high school field trip, and that's why I haven't played it in like 6 months. The characters are just generally pretty boring. You have to wait like a year and a day to get Irvine, who's the only interesting one. And by the time you do, it's like when you get a really cool Pokemon 17 hours into the game, and you're like, yeah, but I'm already. I wish you'd been here at the start. Can I trade? Can I trade one of the others for you? Um, 9 is amazing. It's the best one. Go play 9. 10 is really, really good. 10-2 is also really, really good. Especially if you just want to collect dress spheres and like do cool moves and you like goth girls. 11 is an online game. I don't care. 12, God, I hated 12. 12 would have been great if they took everyone out except for the characters who were supposed to be the main characters, and like just had it be that, and it should just been Balthier and Fran, but they felt the need to have like other people, and they went real time with it, and I hate it. 13, I barely remember Final Fantasy. Oh yeah, it's Lightning. I hate Lightning. Get out of here with that. Final Fantasy 14. I hate Final Fantasy 14. I hate everything that came out after Final Fantasy 14. 15's okay. It's okay. Again, I need weirdos, and there's no weirdos in this game. It's just 4 dudes driving around in a car. I hated 16. I played 16 on stream and I hated it. I was so bored. And then there's the remake of Final Fantasy VII, which actually I really enjoy that too. I think they did a really good job with it. I think they've done a really, really good job with that game so far. And a lot of people are like, oh my god, I can't believe they changed thing. And it's like, yeah, dude, of course they did. Why wouldn't they? They're gonna change stuff. They're not just gonna make the same game. But people don't like when you change stuff. I don't want to draw feet. Actually, no. I'm not gonna do that. The remake trilogy is fantastic so far. I just think you've got to wait for the third one to pay off. I don't get why people are so confused by this game. Like, gang, it's been a multiverse. It's been a multiverse the whole time. This is not hard. This was not a hard... Like, I'm like, is this a TikTok generation thing? Is it just like y'all forgot? What the hell's going on? Like, it's very clearly, like, it's a multiverse. We explained this in the first game. I think I need to make my brush thinner. People are like, I'm confused. Like, because they did... Because if they made the same exact... Why make the exact same game? Why make the exact same game? I think the decision to make it a multiverse was interesting. I think it was a really cool decision. I think they did a good job with it. And it allows them to fix some things that were weak about Final Fantasy VII. I don't want them to remake 9. I want them to leave 9 alone. It's like when they come in and like, we're gonna remake The Princess Bride. Please don't. Leave it alone. You'll just ruin it. I don't want them to remake 9. 9 doesn't need a remake. 9 is perfect. if you make a cake perfectly the first time, what if it was 9 but just with the exact same art style in HD? Nope. I don't want them to touch it. I don't want them to do anything. I want them to leave it alone. I want them to leave it alone. They can go make something else. They can go and make something else. And it will be just fine and dandy. I do not want them to come in and make stuff. It's like when they're doing that new show, Welcome to Derry, which I haven't watched it, but like people are complaining because kids are like living or dying in the show, and I'm like, well, yeah, of course they are. They're you know, like, oh, but these kids lived, but this kid died, and it's like, well, yeah. I'm gonna put Prism's hand here. Do a remake of 7. Well, the reason it's taking forever, Atomic, is because they want the money. They could make that in like any time they wanted. They want the money. That's the reality, and nobody wants to just be like, no, I get it. They keep trying to come out with a new Final Fantasy thing to be like, we've got something that's gonna like take the place of Final Fantasy, and then they put out another Final Fantasy game, and it's like, yeah, I don't really like it. And they're like, what do you mean you don't like it? What don't you like about it? It's like, I don't know. It's just like, it's like Final Fantasy VIII. It's like, it feels like you just kind of wanted to change stuff for the sake of changing stuff. No, we're changing stuff to make it fresh and cool. And it's like, yeah, but what you made didn't make it fresh and cool. It just feels like, again, you wanted to be different for the sake of being different. Like Final Fantasy VIII, where you just changed everything, and you can change whatever you want, but like, y'all were here when I went through the tutorial, and like, it's punishing. It's so punishing to go through that game and be like, I'm gonna give Prism teal fingernails. I'm gonna give her the teal fingernails. And I have to draw on another finger. So I will. So, oh shit. The way you beamed when meeting Kate, Sith, and Vincent and Seven, they're such dorks. But that's like, okay. People didn't used to get this with the Fantastic Four. And like, it was the same thing all the time. They'd be like, oh, why'd this Fantastic Four movie do badly? It's like, because you tried to make them cool. They're not cool. They're dorks. They're huge dorks. And you tried to make them cool. Stop trying to make them cool. Let them be dorks. Let them be dorks. And they didn't want to. They wanted them to be cool. And then the movie failed, and then another one failed, and then another one failed. And eventually they're like, okay, fine, they can be dorks in this movie. And, like, the new Fantastic Four movie is really good, and everyone's like, this is great. Except for people who are just like, I hate everything Marvel now because it's the hot new thing, I guess, to be like, I hate Marvel movies now. Okay, cool. goober. Now, Final Fantasy IX's great. Like, if you're going to play a Final Fantasy game, the one I would, like, point at and say, like, this is the one to play is either Final Fantasy IX or 7. And the only reason I would point at 7 over 9 is, the graphics of 9 are very much a product of the time, and some people can't. I can't go and play the really, really old, like, Final Fantasy games. I'm like, I just, no. I can't do it. They don't draw me in. But the new ones have issues, too, where I'm like, I can't get into this, because it's like, it feels like the newer ones are trying to the default resolution of Final Fantasy IX. It's not even that. I'm not even talking about the resolution. I'm just like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna draw one leg like this. And we're gonna draw one leg like this. And I need to make this leg better. Feet. Foot. I need to finish Frumpkin. Frumpkin is over here vibing. Alright, let's get some Frumpkin spots. I wanted to get Prism on screen a little bit at least, because we hadn't really done anything with her so far. So Frumpkin's got like the little stripy stripes. Little stripy tail. Little head. Spot. I made Frumpkin big. But that's okay. I like him. Then we'll give you another little tail ring thingy thing, like that. And then you've got like a big kind of splotchy butt. Final Fantasy IX and Final Fantasy VII are the ones that I've played so many times, and I would go back and play either of them today. And I feel that way about Baldur's Gate 3, and I was sitting there, I made Prism in Baldur's Gate 3 today, and I posted that in a couple places. Because like one of the things I always wanted to do was to be able to play Baldur's Gate with Prism, and I never got a chance to do it. And that always bummed me out, because I'm like, oh man, I think it'd be so fun to actually do like a full playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3 with Prism. I think she'd be really entertaining to play it with. So I was sitting around working on stuff today, and I was like, I'm gonna try to make Prism in Baldur's Gate 3. And then like I was like, oh, I'm gonna test it out and see how I did. And it totally worked. It totally worked. Alright, there's that. And again, the idea of my hope with Doodles and Noodles is, as I do these, I like doing a lot of things that I am not good at. That is not me self-depreciating, that is me stating there is a level of skill that I do not possess. Like, that's why I do cover songs, that's why I do, that's why I do these. And if you ever feel like you can't do art, or like you can't sing or do anything. How many stripes? 1, 2, 3. Okay, we'll give you one more. Just remember that Goober Saku did art, and so I can do art too. I like Frumpkin. Alright, so there's our Frumpkin. I'm gonna let my hand rest for a minute, and we're gonna go back back to doing the shapes because those are a little easier on my hand. So thank you for being patient. Because my hand is bugging me. It is saying, what the hell are you doing? Ah, man, I'm going to have to actually pay attention to what I'm doing here. That's gonna suck. Not too much, though. Ba, 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 ba. I almost only ever do fan art of Prism. Like, there's very few streamers who I have ever done fan art of. And I always liked drawing Prism because she legitimately is one of my best friends. And she was always a person who, like, you know, made every day a little bit better. And I just enjoyed the hell out of getting to be part of her community and one of her mods and hang out and do stuff with her. Alright. Alright. Don't worry, we'll fix it. We'll fix it. It's fine. And then I need, like, a line here. And I want to make the floor a different color now because I'm no longer happy with it, so... we're going to do that. Because I can, damn it. It was always fun drawing Prism, because, like, she would, you know, there's folks who get, like, loads and loads of fan art, and Prism would get, like, fan art, and it was always fun drawing her, because you could always tell that the people who did art of her really wanted to do art of her, and, you know, they really enjoyed her content and what she did. And don't worry, we'll fix that up. I gotta move Frumpkin again. Actually, I don't really need these to be that big anymore. Nope, nope, nope. Nope. Frumpkin, shrink. Because I'm not really using them as much as I had previously. Alright, paintbrush. Alright, and... oh, that's gonna suck. Wait, can I do this? Nope! Nope, can't do that. Never mind. Never mind. We'll just do it this way. That's fine. What are you saying yay for, Atomic? What are you yaying about? Okay, what prompted that, Atomic? My cool speech. want to see if I can get this to do what I want it to do. Stretch? Okay. I'm thinking about how I want to do this. I can kind of get it to do what I want it to do. Okay, that's fine. We'll just do it the hard way. We'll just do it the hard way. That's fine. Where I actually have to pay attention to what I'm doing. For the moment, hehehe. I made Frumpkin extra big. Frumpkin is a big old kitty. Large cat Frumpkin. Large cat Frumpkin. And then I'll make this way thinner because I actually have to go in here and do this. Oh no. No, 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 no. Okay, so then we're going to go to our background layer. And oh no, wait, that's on our line layer. Silly me. Silly me. See, now we can get rid of this line. Actually, I can make my eraser bigger. Okay, cool. We can get rid of that. Very nice. We can get rid of that. Very nice. Okay. All right. And then I need to go back to my blanket layer because it's so boring, you know? It's a very boring blanket right now. And Prism was never a boring person. I don't think she would suffer a boring thing. So we're gonna liven this blanket up a little bit and make it cool for the unicorn. Why am I not seeing? Okay, that's not the color I chose. Okay, that is 100% not the color I chose. Oh, I'm erasing. Duh, that's why, Saku. You goober. That's why it's not looking like you want it to. I mean, like, why is this erasing? And I'm like, oh, because you selected the erase tool. And it's like, oh yeah, that would do it. And Gimp's looking at me like, I'm literally doing what you're telling me to do. And I'm like, why are you doing what I'm telling you to do? And Gimp's like, you literally told me to erase this. I'm like, how dare you listen to me? Then we're going to erase that line because we don't need it anymore. It no longer sparks joy. I will say, I am the worst about doing that with GIMP, where I will choose the wrong tool and then be like, huh, I wonder why I did that. And it's like, because you told it to. You literally sat here and watched me. Like, huh, why is it doing that? Huh, I wonder why. Huh. Huh. I wonder why. Huh. Make it a little Christmassy. Not a lot, like, not overtly, but, like, you know, we'll make it Christmassy colored. Oh, shit. I got green on the floor. That ain't good. And now it looks like they're, like, woven into it, rather than being, like, a bunch of green ladyfingers that got glued in. Did I erase that somehow? I probably did while I was waving my eraser around. That would be unfortunate. Alright, and we just do a little of that. Make it a little uneven, make it look a little more like part of the same thing. Sometimes one of the tricks with art is if you make things look too perfect, they don't look real. And then you're like, why does this look wrong? And it's like, because you made it, like, absolutely perfect. You were too good. And now your art's like, well, I have nowhere to grow. Hello? Okay. Just fixing some stuff that I messed up here. Carefully fixing it. Alright, and then let me grab this. Why don't you want to color? Oh, I know why you don't want to color. Because I put you on the prism layer. I'm like, why isn't that coloring? I'm like, oh, it's because I chose the wrong thing. Because I chose the wrong thing. That explains that. Just feathering out some of Frumpkin's spots so they're not so rough on the little dude. You don't want that, you know? Frumpkin has enough problems without being too angular. Make him a little chunky. Little chunky monkey. Little chunky monkey Frumpkin. Alright, and zoom out. Alright, we gotta get Prism's leg, which is the hardest part to draw. Because legs are hard in general. And I also need to color that, because that's gonna be real bad. So let's do that. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, and then we'll bring Prism back. Alright. And then I'm gonna grab my eraser. Where did I put my Prism lines? Oh, it's because I was on the wrong layer. That's why. That's why that was like that, because I was on the wrong layer. Alright, let's clean all that up. How many attempts will it take Sakutian to erase his own line? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attempts. Okay. I need black. And I need it not to be the biggest brush size in the free world. Trying to think of how I want to do this. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just do that. And then... Tis true. What's true, Atomic? What's true, Atomic? Atomic, you can't comment on things like minutes later. Then I need my eraser. You were in time trial? Well, Atomic, that sounds, again, this sounds like a you problem. These are not my problems. That's a you issue. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. You won, though? What'd you win? What'd you win, Atomic? The hunting contest? Atomic, I am borderline offended that you're degrading Final Fantasy IX by playing it while you're watching my ass. That is a masterpiece. That is like eating filet mignon and drinking Mountain Dew. It just isn't done. I'm trying to remember which leg I'm drawing. Okay, yeah, no, I don't need to do that then. I'm not going to use Prism's regular skates. I'm going to use special skates for this. We'll have, oop, nope, don't do that. Nope, that ain't gonna work. How could I play this great game while the best streamer out is live? She's right there, officer. Get her. Get her, officer. Atomic, flattery gets you nowhere with me. You know this. I'm immune. Is that line where I think it is? It is. It is where I think it is. Okay, and then Prism's got, like, her wild, wild tattoo. And I am not going to try to draw this tattoo in its fullness because... No. But what I am going to do... Oop, nope, that ain't going to work. We'll give, like, the indication of tattoo. Alright, let me zoom back out here. Oh, no! I grabbed the wrong tool. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want purple anymore. I want... Oh, I need to get rid of that line. I need to get rid of that line. Oh, I went way too big. There we go. Okay, let's get rid of these real quick, because we don't need those anymore. Boop, boop, boop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Alright. And let's get a different color in here. I am just never satisfied with the floor color. Like, every time I think I found a floor color that I like, I'm like, nah, I don't like it anymore. Like, I like it for a minute, and then I'm like, nah. Nah. I think that's way too purple. I need it to be something like that, maybe. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's what I was looking for. If at first you don't succeed, keep trying. I will get my schedule up for next week soon for you all. And as with each week, I will probably stream twice next week. I might sneak in an extra stream. The reason I'm going to take a little bit of time off next week and do a 2 is... Let's see, it's doing something I don't want it to do here. Is because I know the holidays are coming up for a lot of people. If you're celebrating any of the big winter holidays, a lot of them are rolling up on us really quickly. I will be doing a 24-hour watch party in my friend Prism's Discord. We do at least 2 of those every year. So if you're not already in there, then you go hang out. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in there always. I will also be doing our watch party for our movie. So there's going to be a lot of stuff happening like the week of Christmas. Every year, the holidays are hard, and they're hard for everybody. And it's important to me that, like, I know a lot of times, like, Discord communities get quiet. People are traveling, people are doing stuff, etc., etc. And people who, you know, rely on those communities. Did I close my window? No, I want my window. No, I want my window back. Oh, I didn't close it. I just didn't have the right thing open. Okay. That's my lines. This is where we want to be. So it's important to me that, like, people don't feel like those communities dry up and, like, you know, you're, like, totally deserted because it's like, oh, happy St. Patrick's Day, and then everybody goes to the parade without you, you know? So we do 24-hour watch parties for folks for those things. And we are raffling off some Prism merch. So if you want to win one of her poster prints or a standee, you can do that. You can win one, and it'll be really cool. And she'll sign it for you and everything. So if you want a shot at winning that, all you have to do is show up. Um, there is no cost attributed to it. You just have to be in her Discord and show up. And then I spin a wheel for y'all. Let me see here. And we don't just watch Christmas movies, just in case anyone's like, I don't like Christmas movies. We watch, like, a bunch of stuff. I do play, like, some holiday stuff. Like, we'll watch, like, The Muppet Christmas Carol. You know, we watch Hogfather every year. If you don't know what Hogfather is, it's based on the book by Terry Pratchett of the same name. Atomic, why are you sending me Moogles? Atomic thinks that I'm the Moogle from Final Fantasy IX that, like, is the tutorial Moogle. It's like, wow, bro, you sure do know a lot. And it's like, I know. I need to do... Okay, that should work. So what we're gonna do, and if I'm really cool, and if I really have done this as I want it to be done, this will work. It's working. It's working. It's working. It's working. Okay, I think we need to be a little more restrained in it, but it did work. I think I might just want to do a new layer here. I'm going to call this lighting. And I'm going to move it there, and we'll see if that works. Because I don't want it to, like, obliterate Prism and Frumpkin. And then we're going to keep that same level and layer. And we're going to get a different color. And then we're going to do one more. And we're going to go for a really saturated, bright color. Pop. Alright, let me turn off this really quick. Oh, nope. Yeah. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And let me zoom in here. And my cat is yelling his fuzzy wuzzy little head off somewhere. Percy, what's the matter, buddy? The funny thing is, like, he'll go upstairs and yell, and, like, I'm down in the living room. I have everything set up down in, like, the center of the house. There's, like, no door. So if you just, like, walk into my living room, I'm just sitting here streaming. Because I live alone, so it doesn't bother anybody. And Percy, you got jump scared. In Final... What'd you get jump scared by, Atomic? What did you get jump scared by, Atomic? Oh wait, I need to fix that. I need this to actually be opaque again. And it's too thick. to Prism. There you go, y'all. You're chilling, walking through the swamp, and then this big frilly thing with a big tongue just chases you. Well, Atomic, that's what you get. I think that's a pretty good Frumpkin and Prism, and a little fireplace scene for y'all. I do enjoy doing these Doodles and Noodles with everybody. I'm really elated that Faye came to hang out with us. It's always nice to see folks who jump in. It's nice to see Scarlet. It's nice to see Atomic. I will post this around in a little bit. This is dedicated to Prism. Prism, thank you for lighting up our lives and being our friend and being a good person. We miss you, and we all love the time that we get to spend with you. Let me see. We can raid Momo. I'm gonna try to do a raid on Momo. Momo is a cool streamer. I just had art of us done. By Atomic, who is a very talented artist. Raid. And let me get a raid message for you all. Pebble Raid. There is your raid message. Go say hello to Momo. Momo is very cool. You will have fun with her. She is playing Dark Souls with a bunch of people, so go have fun with that. I will see you all soon. I will be back probably Monday for Menu Monday, so we'll play a bunch of games. And again, I'm going to do streams, and I'll be doing a watch party tomorrow in Prism's Discord. I am always in all of the Discords, so if you want to talk to me, you can usually find me in those. Until next time, remember to play more games, be safe, look after yourselves, and if you don't, hydrate and drink water, I will come and I will shit down your chimney. Bye-bye, everybody.